There comes a time in life when you realize that the world isn't going to stop for you. No, it's not going to stop for your dreams. It's not going to stop for your plans. It doesn't care about your doubts, your fears, or even your failures. And that's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? You look around and you see people moving, living, achieving, some doing it easily, others struggling, but always moving, always going forward. You've got to ask yourself what's going to make you stand out. What's going to separate you from the crowd, from the pack that's going through the motions, from the ones who accept mediocrity, who settle for what's handed to them. You see, it's easy to settle, right? It's easy to get comfortable. It's easy to let life pass you by while you sit in the back and watch the world unfold. But deep down, you know that's not what you're meant for. You know you're meant for more. You think about all the struggles, the setbacks, the countless moments when you thought you were done, when you thought this was the end. You thought you had hit rock bottom, but somehow you found a way to rise. And you didn't rise because it was easy. You didn't rise because everything was aligned in your favor. You rose because you didn't quit. You rose because you had the heart, the grit, the determination to push forward. When the world was telling you no, you said yes. When the obstacles seemed too high to climb, you took one step after another, even when it felt like your legs were giving out. You know what they say, right? It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. And when you get back up stronger, wiser, more equipped to face what's next. That's the mentality that'll take you places. That's the mentality that'll take you through the toughest times in your life. But let me be clear, it's not just about rising, it's about rising with purpose. It's about rising with a fire inside of you that can't be put out. It's about knowing why you're doing what you're doing and holding on to that purpose with everything you've got. Because when things get tough, and believe me, they will get tough, you need something more than just willpower. You need a reason. You need something to fuel you on the days when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when the road ahead seems too long. Look around you. There's a world out there that is waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you to step up, to bring what you've got to the table, to prove that you belong. But here's the thing, just showing up isn't enough. You've got to show up ready. You've got to show up like you mean it. Don't just take the stage because you can. Take the stage because you were made for it. Take the stage because you've prepared for it. Take the stage because you've put in the hours, the sweat, the tears, the hard work, and the sacrifice to be the best. And you've got to understand something. There's a difference between thinking you're ready and knowing you're ready. Thinking you're ready is about hope. Knowing you're ready is about conviction. When you know you're ready, you walk into every room with your head held high, with confidence that's unshakable, because you know the work you've put in. You've done the work. And that's what sets you apart from everyone else who's out there faking it, pretending they're ready when deep down they know they're not. But you know because you've put in the time, you've put in the effort, and you've earned the right to be where you are. Don't let the world fool you into thinking success is about luck. Don't let anyone tell you that it's about who you know, or where you come from, or what kind of advantages you have. Success is about the work you put in. It's about how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're willing to fight for what you want, and how much heart you're willing to put into everything you do. I don't care what anyone tells you, this world doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't care about the things that have held you back. It doesn't care that you had a rough start. It doesn't care that you faced obstacles others didn't. The world only cares about what you're going to do next. It only cares about whether or not you're going to rise, whether or not you're going to fight, whether or not you're going to make things happen. And let me tell you something, when you're out here trying to chase your dreams, when you're out here trying to make a name for yourself, the world will test you. It will push you to the brink. It will throw things at you that make you question everything you've ever believed in. But that's the moment when you've got to decide who you're going to be. Are you going to be the person who folds under pressure? Or are you going to be the one who rises, who fights, who refuses to quit no matter how hard it gets? Because there will be moments where you feel like you're standing on the edge, where everything seems to be crashing down around you. But here's the thing, when you're standing on the edge, it's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of your breakthrough. It's the moment where you realize that everything you've been through, all the struggles, all the pain, it's been preparing you for this moment. And that moment, that's when you dig deep. That's when you find out what you're made of. It's easy to dream big, but it's hard to go after those dreams. The dreams, the goals, the visions, they're not going to come to you. You've got to go after them with everything you've got. You've got to put everything on the line, because if you don't, someone else will. Someone else will put in the work that you're not willing to do. Someone else will take the opportunities that you hesitate on. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the stars to align. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. There is only today. And what you do today determines where you'll be tomorrow. But you've got to understand, it's not going to be easy. No one ever said it would be. It's going to take everything you've got. It's going to test you in ways you never thought possible. But that's what makes it worth it. That's what makes success so sweet. When you get to the top, when you look back at the road you traveled, at all the moments where you thought you couldn't keep going, that's when you realize that it was all worth it. That every sacrifice, every moment of doubt, every tear that was shed, it was all worth it. But it's not just about getting to the top, it's about how you get there. It's about the person you become along the way. Success isn't just about winning, it's about who you become in the process. And the truth is, the person you need to be to achieve greatness isn't the person you are today. No, you've got to grow. You've got to evolve. You've got to shed the limitations you've placed on yourself and step into a version of yourself that you didn't even know existed. There's a version of you that's fearless. There's a version of you that doesn't hesitate. There's a version of you that's unstoppable. But you've got to let go of the old version of yourself that's holding you back. You've got to stop playing small. You've got to stop being afraid of what people think. You've got to stop worrying about failure, because failure isn't the enemy. The enemy is quitting. The enemy is quitting. The enemy is sitting back and letting life pass you by. The enemy is never stepping up when you know you should. There are so many people out there who've got what it takes, but they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe they can make it. They don't believe they deserve it. And that right there is the biggest mistake you can make. You have to believe that you are capable. You have to believe that you are worthy of success. You have to believe that you have what it takes to make your dreams a reality. Because if you don't believe it, no one else will. So I'm telling you right now, stop playing it safe. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop doubting yourself. Stop listening to the voices that tell you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. The only voice that matters is the one inside you, the one that tells you to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep fighting. The only voice that matters is the one that says you're capable of doing more than you ever thought possible. Because let me tell you this, when you stop caring about the obstacles, when you stop caring about the setbacks, when you stop caring about the failures, that's when you'll find success. Success is not the absence of failure, it's the ability to keep going, to keep moving forward, to never stop believing in yourself. And if you can do that, if you can stay true to who you are, if you can keep pushing even when the world is telling you to give up, then nothing will be able to stop you. Nothing. True success is not about avoiding failure, but about the ability to keep going after setbacks. Resilience is key. It's about rising every time you fall, learning from mistakes, and using them as fuel to push forward. Success starts with believing in your own potential. Without self-belief, even the greatest opportunities will feel out of reach. You must trust that you have what it takes to achieve your goals and stay determined, no matter the obstacles. Success isn't handed to you, it's earned through dedication and hard work. There are no shortcuts to greatness. You have to be willing to put in the time, effort, and sacrifice required to reach your dreams. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. The journey to success involves constant evolution, where you push beyond your limitations and transform into the person capable of achieving your goals. Struggles aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones to personal growth. In life, you will encounter setbacks. It's not a question of if, but when. These moments of adversity will test your resolve, challenge your limits, and push you to the brink. The world has a way of knocking you down when you least expect it, and when it does, you will be faced with a critical decision: stay down or get back up. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is resilience. It's that unyielding strength to persist when everything around you tells you to quit. It's about being knocked down, but finding the courage, the fortitude, the sheer will to stand back up and keep moving forward. Resilience is not a trait that you are born with. It's developed over time through experience and struggle. Life's challenges don't build resilience, they reveal it. And often it's only in the hardest moments that you find the strength you never knew you had. These moments of hardship are inevitable, but they are also the very experiences that shape who you become. Adversity is an unavoidable part of life, but how you respond to it determines your future. There's no escaping the tough times, you can only learn to weather them. To understand resilience, you must first understand adversity. Adversity takes many forms. It can be the loss of a loved one, the collapse of a dream, the crushing weight of financial hardship, or the sting of failure. It's the feeling of hopelessness that creeps in when everything seems to be falling apart. Adversity is personal. It's the moment when life doesn't go as planned. It's when you've put everything on the line, worked tirelessly, and given it your all, only to see it all unravel in an instant. It can feel like the end of the road, the end of hope, the end of hope, the end of possibility. But it is not the end. That's the lie adversity tries to sell you. Resilience is the realization that the end is not the end. Resilience is the refusal to let failure define you. It's the understanding that falling is part of the journey. It's about learning to fail forward, to see failure not as a defeat, but as a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and to refine your approach. Every failure, every setback is simply a stepping stone. It's the space where you learn what works and what doesn't, where you fine-tune your strategy and sharpen your skills. Resilience is a mindset that says, this is hard, but I am harder. I will not give up. I will find a way through this. When you face adversity, your initial reaction might be to retreat. It's natural to want to avoid pain, to run from discomfort, to wish it away. But resilience tells you to face it head on. It challenges you to step into the storm, knowing that even though you may not control the circumstances, you control your response. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about embracing it and choosing to keep moving forward in spite of it. It's about understanding that life doesn't owe you an easy path, and in fact, the greatest growth often comes from the most difficult journeys. To cultivate resilience, you have to begin by accepting that pain and struggle are a part of life. You have to stop running from discomfort and start learning from it. The pain you feel is not an indication of weakness. It's a sign that you're pushing past your limits, testing the boundaries of what you can handle. And in that process, you grow. You build strength in ways you never imagined. It's not the moments of ease that shape you. It's the times when you're pushed beyond your comfort zone that force you to dig deep and discover what you're truly made of. Resilience requires perspective. It's easy to get bogged down by the weight of the present moment, to let your current struggles cloud your vision and fill you with doubt. But resilient people have the ability to step back and see the bigger picture. They don't let the current adversity define their entire existence. They understand that hardship is temporary, that it too shall pass. They remind themselves that this is just one chapter in their story, not the whole book. Resilient people are able to zoom out, to look at the larger arc of their lives and remember all the times they have faced challenges and come through stronger on the other side. When you're in the midst of a difficult situation, it's important to remember that your thoughts shape your reality. The mind is incredibly powerful. If you allow yourself to dwell on the negative, to focus on the things you can't control, you will only become more defeated. But if you shift your mindset, if you look at the challenge as an opportunity, you can change the entire trajectory of your journey. Resilience is rooted in mindset. It's not just about how you react to setbacks, it's about how you think about them. Do you see them as insurmountable obstacles, or do you see them as temporary hurdles that you can jump over? The way you view adversity will determine how you handle it. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is perseverance. It's about having the strength to keep going when you can't see the end, when the path ahead seems uncertain and the light at the end of the tunnel is barely visible. Perseverance is that inner drive that says, I don't care how hard it gets, I will keep going. It's the ability to keep putting one foot in front of the other, even when you don't feel like it, when you're exhausted, when you're overwhelmed, when every part of you wants to quit. Perseverance doesn't allow you to stop, it propels you forward. It's the quiet, unshakable belief that if you keep moving, if you keep working, if you keep trying, you will eventually get to where you need to be. But resilience isn't just about pushing through. It's also about knowing when to ask for help. No one is meant to face adversity alone. There's strength in vulnerability and recognizing that sometimes you need support to get through the toughest times. Whether it's a friend, a mentor, or a therapist, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Resilience is understanding that while you can weather the storm on your own, there's no shame in reaching out when the weight gets too heavy. It's about knowing when to lean on others and allowing yourself to receive the support you need to keep going. There's also an element of adaptability in resilience. Life rarely goes according to plan, and the ability to pivot, to adjust your course, is essential when facing adversity. Resilience isn't about rigidly sticking to one path, it's about being flexible, about being willing to reassess the situation and find a new way forward. When you face an obstacle, you don't just bang your head against the wall and hope it'll break. Resilience tells you to step back, reassess, and find another approach. It's about looking at the situation from different angles, being open to new possibilities, and refusing to be discouraged by a single setback. Resilience also comes from a deep belief in yourself and your purpose. When you are clear on why you're doing what you're doing, when you have a sense of purpose that is greater than the challenges in front of you, you become unstoppable. Purpose gives you the fuel to keep going when things get tough. It's the fire that burns inside you when everything around you seems dark. When you know why you're doing something, when you know what you're working toward, it gives you the strength to endure the hardest moments. Adversity becomes something you move through, not something that stops you. At the core of resilience is the understanding that failure is not fatal. It's part of the process. Every successful person, every person who has achieved something meaningful has faced failure. It's not a mark of your inability, it's a stepping stone on the way to success. The key is to never let failure define you. Failure is an event, not a person. It's an experience, not a permanent state. Resilience is the ability to separate your worth from your failures. When you can view failure as a temporary setback, when you can learn from it and keep moving forward, you will unlock the true power of resilience. Through adversity, you learn who you really are. You uncover strengths you never knew existed. You learn how to rise, how to fight, how to endure. Adversity is not a roadblock, it's a teacher. It shows you your limits and then pushes you to exceed them. It helps you discover the power of persistence, the importance of a positive mindset, and the value of never giving up. And the more you face adversity, the more resilient you become. Each challenge is a lesson that prepares you for the next. It's a cycle of growth, strength, and transformation. In the end, resilience is not something you either have or don't have. It's something you build. It's something you strengthen with every challenge you overcome, with every moment of difficulty you endure. Resilience is the muscle that gets stronger the more you use it, the more you push through. It's the unspoken power that gets you to the other side of life's toughest moments. It's the unbreakable spirit that refuses to be defeated. no matter what life throws your way. It's the power within you that says, I am not done yet. I will keep going, and that ultimately is what makes all the difference. Self-belief and determination are the cornerstone of success. They are the driving forces behind every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, and every personal victory. These two traits go hand in hand because it's not enough to simply believe in yourself. You have to have the determination to act on that belief, to push through the obstacles, and to stay committed to your path, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. When you combine self-belief with determination, you unlock a power within you that can turn even the most challenging dreams into reality. Self-belief is more than just having confidence. It's the unshakable conviction that you are capable of achieving your goals, no matter how big they may seem. It's the inner knowing that you have what it takes to succeed, even when the odds are stacked against you. This belief doesn't come from external validation or approval. It comes from within. It's a quiet, steadfast certainty that you can weather any storm, that you can find solutions even in the toughest situations, and that your potential is limitless. But believing in yourself isn't always easy. In a world full of distractions, criticisms, and comparisons, it's easy to lose sight of what you're truly capable of. Society often emphasizes the need for external validation, likes, comments, praise, and awards. When these things are absent, it can be difficult to keep believing in yourself. However, real self-belief doesn't rely on what others think. It's built on your own experiences, your own journey, and your own understanding of your strengths and weaknesses. Self-belief is the quiet, internal strength that tells you to keep going even when the world around you is doubting you. It's an act of trust in yourself and in your ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. The foundation of self-belief starts with knowing who you are. It starts with understanding your strengths and acknowledging your weaknesses. Knowing who you are means understanding what makes you unique, what sets you apart from others, and how you can use those qualities to your advantage. It's about knowing your worth, even when others fail to see it. The road to self-belief is paved with self-awareness and a deep understanding of your values, desires, and capabilities. It's a journey of learning to trust yourself, to trust your instincts, and to trust that you have the resilience to face whatever comes your way. Self-belief isn't just about feeling good about yourself in easy times. It's about trusting that you can handle life's challenges. When things go wrong, when failure knocks on your door, when you feel like giving up, your belief in yourself will be the anchor that keeps you grounded. It's the voice inside you that reminds you that no setback is permanent and that every failure is an opportunity to grow. You are not defined by your failures, and real self-belief knows this. It's the voice that says, this is tough, but I've faced tough situations before, and I came out stronger on the other side. But self-belief is not enough on its own. Determination is what transforms belief into action. Determination is what drives you to keep moving, even when the road gets rough, even when you're tired, discouraged, or unsure. Determination is the fuel that keeps your engine running, even when your body and mind want to stop. It's the fire that burns within you, pushing you to put in the work, to make the sacrifices, and to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. Determination is about staying the course, no matter how long or difficult the journey is. It's about having the mental toughness to keep going, even when the results don't come quickly, even when you're not seeing the progress you hope for. Determination isn't about quick fixes or shortcuts. It's about understanding that success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about putting in the work day in and day out and knowing that every small step you take is moving you closer to your goal. One of the greatest challenges in cultivating determination is dealing with setbacks. Rest doesn't mean quitting or giving up. It's a necessary component of sustaining long-term commitment to hard work. Just as a runner must rest between sprints to perform at their best, you must give yourself the opportunity to recharge in order to continue working at your highest potential. Recognizing the need for rest and taking time to recuperate ensures that you can stay focused, energized, and committed to your goals in the long term. In order to fully commit to hard work, you must also believe in the value of your goals. If you don't believe that what you are working toward is worth the effort, it's easy to give up when challenges arise. You must have a deep, intrinsic motivation that drives you to keep going, even when the work is difficult. This belief in the value of your goals helps to fuel your commitment and makes it easier to push through difficult times. When you believe that your work matters, that it will make a difference, you are more likely to stay focused and dedicated, no matter what obstacles come your way. In the end, commitment to hard work is not just about the physical labor or the hours you put in. It's about the mindset you adopt, the determination you show, and the belief that every bit of effort you put forth will bring you closer to your goal. Hard work is a mindset, a way of life, and a path to greatness. It's about choosing to be consistent, to persevere, and to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. It's about recognizing that success is not an accident. It's earned through dedication, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to doing whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. Growth through struggle is one of the most profound, yet often underappreciated aspects of the human experience. It is easy to look at life's challenges and wish for them to disappear, but the truth is, these struggles are often the very things that shape and define us. Without difficulty, hardship, and obstacles, personal growth would be stunted, and we would never fully understand the depth of our own strength, resilience, and capacity for transformation. It is in the struggle that we discover who we really are, what we're truly capable of, and what we are willing to fight for. At the core of growth through struggle is the concept of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from our failures, and to continue pressing forward even when things seem insurmountable. Life has a way of testing our limits, pushing us to the brink of what we think is possible, and sometimes even beyond that. But it is through this testing that we begin to uncover parts of ourselves we didn't even know existed. Struggle is the catalyst that forces us to adapt, to innovate, and to become stronger versions of ourselves. Without it, there would be no reason to develop the skills needed to overcome challenges, to build the mindset of persistence, or to develop the emotional endurance necessary to achieve meaningful success. When we face difficulties in life, it often feels as though the world is working against us. The weight of the challenge may seem too heavy to bear, and in those moments, it's easy to want to retreat, to escape, or to give up altogether. However, if we take a step back and reframe the situation, we can begin to see the struggle as an opportunity for growth rather than an obstacle. Every difficulty, every painful experience is a chance to learn something new about ourselves. Struggles force us to dig deeper into our inner strength and find solutions where none seem possible. It's in these moments of discomfort and pain that we are often propelled into new levels of understanding, creativity, and wisdom. This process of growth through struggle doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual, sometimes excruciating process that requires patience and perseverance. When we are in the midst of a difficult situation, it can feel like there is no end in sight. We can become frustrated, disheartened, and even defeated by the sheer weight of it all. But the key to transforming struggle into growth is to keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow, even when the finish line feels far away. The act of continuing, of not giving up, is what allows us to evolve. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to the person we are meant to become. In the struggle, we also learn the importance of perspective. When we are confronted with adversity, we are forced to look at our situation from different angles. Struggle has a way of pushing us out of our comfort zones, forcing us to think differently and consider options that we might have overlooked in easier times. The solutions to our problems often don't present themselves immediately. Instead, we must be willing to adapt, to try new things, and to be flexible in our approach. The ability to maintain a positive and open-minded perspective during times of hardship is one of the most valuable skills we can develop. It enables us to see the opportunities hidden within the struggle, the lessons waiting to be learned, and the strength we can gain by facing the difficulty head on. One of the most powerful aspects of growth through struggle is the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming challenges. When we look back at the hardships we've faced, the obstacles we've conquered, and the adversity we've overcome, we are often amazed at how far we've come. It's easy to forget just how much we've grown until we take a moment to reflect on where we started and where we are now. Struggles teach us to appreciate our own progress, no matter how small it may seem in the moment. Each victory, each breakthrough, is a testament to our resilience, our determination, and our willingness to face discomfort in the pursuit of something greater. In addition to the internal growth that comes from struggle, there is also a deep connection between struggle and empathy. When we go through difficult times, we become more attuned to the struggles of others. Our own experiences give us the capacity to understand, support, and connect with those who are going through similar challenges. There is an undeniable bond that forms between individuals who have faced hardship and come out on the other side. This shared experience of struggle creates a sense of solidarity and compassion that can be transformative in both personal and collective contexts. The struggle not only strengthens us, but also strengthens our relationships with others, creating a deeper sense of connection and understanding. Furthermore, growth through struggle often leads to a greater sense of purpose. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day routine of life and lose sight of why we are doing what we are doing. But when we face a struggle, we are often forced to reevaluate our goals, our values, and our priorities. The difficulties we encounter provide us with an opportunity to clarify what truly matters to us and to align our actions with our deepest desires. Struggle helps us to focus on what is essential and to discard the things that are not serving our greater purpose. It strips away the distractions, leaving us with a clearer sense of direction and a renewed sense of commitment to our goals. As we grow through struggle, we also begin to recognize the importance of self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when things aren't going well, to blame ourselves for the difficulties we face, or to feel like we are not doing enough. But self-compassion allows us to be gentle with ourselves, to recognize that struggle is a natural part of the human experience, and to understand that we are not defined by our challenges. We all face hardships at different times in our lives, and it's important to treat ourselves with kindness during these moments. Self-compassion helps us to maintain the motivation to continue forward, even when it feels like we are failing. It reminds us that growth is a process, and we don't have to be perfect to succeed. Another important lesson that comes from growth through struggle is the development of patience. In today's world, where instant gratification is often expected, struggle can be an uncomfortable reminder that some things take time. It's easy to want to fast-track the process, to find a shortcut or an easy way out, but real growth is a slow, steady journey. It requires patience to stay committed when the results are not immediate, to trust that the effort you are putting in will pay off in the long run. The act of waiting, of allowing the process to unfold at its own pace, is itself a form of growth. It teaches us to appreciate the value of persistence and to trust in the journey, even when it feels like we are moving at a snail's pace. As we experience growth through struggle, we also develop a deeper sense of gratitude. Struggles often highlight the things we take for granted, the people in our lives, the opportunities we have, and the resources available to us. When we face hardship, we begin to recognize the importance of these things and appreciate them more deeply. Gratitude becomes a natural byproduct of the struggles we face as we learn to cherish the small victories, the moments of peace, and the support systems that help us get through difficult times. Ultimately, growth through struggle is an essential part of the human experience. It teaches us resilience, empathy, patience, and gratitude. It challenges us to dig deep, to stay committed, and to continue moving forward, even when the path is unclear. It is through struggle that we learn the most about who we are and what we are capable of achieving. The growth that comes from facing adversity is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Through our struggles, we become stronger, wiser, and more prepared to face whatever challenges life throws our way. It is in the most difficult times that we often discover our true potential, and that is something to be truly grateful for.